Hey, what's up guys? Bry2J here with an all-new Yay Toys Plus, and today's review is going to be on something a bit different. This is going to be not only my first ever top 10 video ever, but also it's going to be on Mezco Toys top 10 of 2018. So, not saying that these four figures in front of you are terrible figures. They have issues, sure, but I love them and they really look great in my cabinet, along with the rest of my collection. The reason why I put them as honorables is because I liked other ones just a drop more. You know, and it was a lot of back and forth. I rewrote my list about 12 times. So we're going to start from left to right. We got the PX Previews Doctor Strange. And as much as I love this figure, and I'll express my love for it in the upcoming review, the lack of magnets, and you can actually feel the indentations in the chest, as my buddy Unparalleled Universe pointed out. You can't attach the cloak, and it's because there was once upon a time the look where he wore the cloak with that outfit. So there's that. The elbow joints, which they're, you know, they are what they are, but I don't dislike it for that. Really, the only reason why I put them up on this honorable list is because the lack of magnets. Catwoman. Where to begin? I love this Catwoman figure. She looks great with Batman. However, the joints. For someone of her stature, I guess I should say, her character should be posable. And she's not. I mean, she is, but the joints are weak. As you guys know, and I stated in the video, my Catwoman, so this is a replacement, because my Catwoman, which I bought in San Francisco, survived the hotel room, survived the plane, the 6-hour flight home, and, you know, and of course travel from the airport to my apartment, but it broke as soon as I took her out of the box. Which, again, I was kind of bummed about, and thankfully I got it replaced and all is well, but that was really why she's on the honorable list and not in the top 10. PX Previews Wolverine is only on this list because I kind of ran out of room. There were figures that were a little bit better than him. Not saying he's a bad figure at all. In fact, he's one of my favorites. But there were other ones that just topped the list a little bit more. And so he's on the list. Now, his buddy Wade, I love this Deadpool, alright? This PX Previews Deadpool is fantastic. However, he's on my list because I had to mod him with the Marvel Legends parts. To give him the 2 swords, not just the one. And as great as he is, I had issues with him. My left foot is dangly. There's a slight pull in his fabric, and which, I mean, it adds to character with the pull because it is Wade. But the other issue with him is my grenade launcher falls apart. So that's why he's on this list. And it's a bummer because I do like the figure a lot, but, you know, again, other figures were better. And, yeah, so with that being said, let's get into the first ever top 10. I'm excited. Are you excited? Let's go! Sadly, coming in at number 10 is the Classic Suit Spider-Man figure. I wanted to like this figure so much. I was excited for him. I'm a diehard Spider-Man fan. I just had slight issues with him. He is also a replacement. One of my shoulder sockets popped out, and then I have a little bit of peeling in the back on the logo. You can't quite get him into classic Spider-Man posing without risking breaking anything. I love this figure. I'm just really sad it's number 10. It's a bit of a disappointment, but he does look great with the rest of the collection. Everything from the pattern to the bendable spider wire, the spider web, to just everything about him looks so great aesthetically. He's so pleasing, and don't get me wrong, this figure is fantastic. But I had with my issues with him, and I had to put him as number 10. So if you like him, pick him up. He's a great piece, but for me, he's number 10. Sadly, coming in at number 9 is the SDCC Punisher. I paid a little bit more than I should have for it because I wanted it, and it was an unexpected purchase. And, he's so good, but it's so hard. No wonder why I don't do these top 10s. I do like everything from all the effects. I do like the gigantic Gatling gun he comes with, the bigger duffel bag. I do love that you could swap out parts with your other Punishers. Everything about this figure is so good. It's just so hard, and sadly he has to come in at number 9 for me. I haven't had any QC issues with this figure. I think he's just pretty spot on. I do love the helmeted head, as you see. It's really the only head sculpt I leave on him. I've taken it to work. I've posed him around at work. He's just a fun piece, but there were just other figures that I found more fun to pose around, and I guess maybe it's because I own 2 other Punishers, and I just had to put him at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the Black Suit Spider-Man figure, and again, I love this figure just like I do the classic one. I've had no QC issues, knock on wood, with this figure. I know the big disappointment was in the ankles. I do have a slight issue with my left ankle, but I'm not going to chance it. I don't want to break it. This was actually a birthday/wedding gift from my buddy Noel. As you guys know, I got married in June, and I got back from my honeymoon, and I just happened to be going to brunch with my wife, and beforehand we took a walk, and I went into Near Guard, and I went to go pay for this, and they told me no, it's already handled. So I have a soft spot for that reason as well. I do like this figure. I think he's great. If you guys have him, you know what I'm talking about. If you guys missed out on him, try to find him. He is worth it. God, there were so many good ones this year that I had to put him as number 8. So forgive me. Hopefully you like the rest of this list. Coming in at number 7 is Old Man Logan. I mean, of all the Wolverines, he's so great, and it's, again, this list making is so hard. No wonder why I don't do this. The only reason why I had to put him as number 7 is because I frankly liked other Mezcos just a drop more. But everything about this figure was fantastic. They used the same material that they used for the claws as, the other Wolverines. I mean, the face sculpt is just really, really spot on. Do love the attention to detail in the hat. I do love the coat. I do love that you could kind of have him hold his hat. That's why I keep this hand on. Right. You can have him hold the hat. The belt buckle looks great. He's super posable. Like, that articulation in his diaphragm is insanely good. I just liked other Mezcos a drop more. 2019 is going to be hard. Coming in at a hard number 6 is the Ascending Knight Batman Black and Gray. I missed out on the Toy Fair Black variant. I didn't buy the web shop exclusive one or the PX previews, which I forget which one was which. But one was basically this with, a blue cape and cowl. And the other one was, like an all black, but with this gold color belt or something. I've always been a fan of the gray and black Batman. It's just more my style. I love this figure a lot. I thought the detailing, the layering over the cloth was really, really great. Although I know some people that hated it and did their mods or whatever. I thought it was great, and just everything about this figure is so fantastic. My only gripe was the once again the non-wired cape, but I understand, I guess why they do it, for cost reasons or whatever. But would have been cool. However, from what I do remember, posing the wiring was a ton easier on this guy than all previous Batmans that I've seen or played around with. So, or any non-wired cape action figure in general from them. So, coming in at a hard number 6 is the Ascending Knight. I mean, I'm a diehard Batman fan, so it was really, really that much more difficult. But as great as he was, the rest of the year just got better. Coming in at the number 5 spot is the classic Doctor Strange, the very first Doctor Strange that Mezco gave us. I like this figure a lot. I remember buying it and basically pumping out a review really quickly and going right back to Spider-Man for PS4. And I even made the joke with Noel from Nearguard about that. So this figure is really great. Everything about it, he's just very vibrant in color and just a lot of fun to pose around despite the lack of articulation. The PX Previews honorable mention one, same thing. I do love that figure, but something about this version of Strange is a little bit more eye-catching to me. And I do like the fact that we have the 2 different options for the Eye of Agamotto, and of course the magnetic pieces to have the cloak attach, right onto him. And so that's really cool. The non-bendy wire in the sash is not a disappointment for me, because it's just, it just hangs. It's fine. The accessories were on point. I do like the fact that he comes with that attachment piece to be in like the different time realm or the spirit. You guys know what I'm talking about. I just don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. So just add it in the comments, But, yeah, Doctor Strange, he's just a fantastic Mezco. They all are. I just missed out on the Comic-Con exclusive one, which I'm actually kind of bummed about. But the 2 that I have, I love, but this one had to be on the list because he's just that more eye-catching to me. So he may be 5 Ronin Wolverine, but he's number 4 on my list. I got this figure, actually, as a gift. I skipped out on them at New York Comic Con, mainly because the line was ridiculous, and they were sold through them in a day, and I had other things to cover and whatever. So, missed out on them, but it kind of worked out that I was giving him as a gift not too far after. He's really surprising me on how good, how much I like this figure. I only have the gripe of lack of peg hole on the foot to go for the stand. But, I mean, you figure they use a basic mold, and it's not really a big deal. The figure, 9 times out of 10, we don't even use those stands. The figure itself is so fantastic in articulation and in detailing. Everything about, the hair all over him. Because Wolverine is not a clean person, there's a lot of hair. And so they really went and gave you that detailing. All across the leg. Everything about this figure just looks great. He is a ton of fun. So if you guys haven't gotten him yet, don't wait, don't miss out, because as I said, he may be 5 Ronin, but he's number 4 to me. Come on. It's no surprise that I put him in my top 3. I mean, outside of The Empire Strikes Back, he's my second favorite, film character type of all. I'm absolutely crazy about this Michael Myers. I've taken him to work so much. I pose him around with other Mezcos. He is spectacular. Despite some people complaining and doing the, elbow mod and all that good stuff, I don't want to risk doing that and breaking a $80 figure. I can't afford more than one at a time. So, I like this Michael Myers a lot. I think he's kind of a cross between the modern day and the 70s. I do like all the accessories he comes with. The flickering jack-o'-lantern was a great move. The tombstone for Judith Myers was also really, really spectacular. That polystone, tombstone. I do like how, and you can even see it, I'm seeing it through my screen here, that like he even has like that deadpan look in the eyes, like you can't see through the mask. Just a really great piece. One and only gripe I had really with this figure was more so with the bed sheet when he imitated the girl's boyfriend at the bitter end of the movie. I had the fraying issue, as I'm sure a couple of people had, but all in all, Michael Myers is a spectacular figure. He's just a lot of fun, and his posability was great for what it was. Michael's not a superhero, like he was a regular person, or you can say possessed by the devil, or whatever timeline in that franchise you want to go to, because now with the new movie being a direct sequel to the original and eliminating the whole Laurie Strode brother and sister thing, be what it may, this figure is really great. I know in the movie Michael would keep the knife, and I even explained this in the video. Michael would keep the knife like at his chest. I do like that you could put it in his pocket. I think that's a pretty cool, backup, I guess, or alternative. I really like it. Everything about this figure just screams Michael Myers, and like the last good Michael Myers I had was, it was like the Todd McFarlane Movie Monsters or whatever. And as much as I love that one, it's great to have a, modern take Michael. Collar up, collar down, your call. But I like this figure. Coming in at a really difficult number 2 spot is Iron Man. I am in love with this figure. He's so great. It's a throwback to the Toy Biz classic Iron Man, but Mezcoized. Because that 80s outfit, drunken Tony Stark, it's so great. Everything about this figure is really just amazing. To have a Mezco that doesn't have cloth goods, but they replaced it with like 70% die-cast metal. Like, really? There's so much heft to it. The LED light for the Unibeam area. The multiple of accessories that you have from just... God, there's just too many to name right now, and I'll show you all that in the review that's coming. Hands down, one of the best Mezco figures I have, and it was really hard putting him at number 2. Just my only gripe with the figure was easy paint scuffage, but that's also partially my fault, as I was cleaning out my cabinet and he fell over the other day. I was kind of bummed. But, nothing that it's damaging. But it's just a great piece, and I'm like, why does he have to be number 2? But there was just that one figure that just blew me away just a little bit more. Well, you probably guessed it from my number 3 spot that Popeye was going to be the victor here. Mezco really did a phenomenal job with this figure. Everything about him was just so mind-blowingly awesome. He had to be number 1. Again, as I stated in my review, I did not want him. And then I watched other people's videos, such as Foosh, how Robo kept glowing over it. So thanks, buddy. It's going to be good to see him at Toy Fair. There's so many other people that were like, oh, Popeye. And I'm like, and I had to go out and buy Popeye. It was a Sunday. It was pouring rain here in New York, and I was on my way out, and I was Christmas shopping, and I stopped off at Forbidden Planet, and they had him in the display case. I'm like, do you have any Popeye left? They're like, yes. I'm like, I'll take one. And then, long story, Popeye, and it's just the greatest Mezco of 2018. With everything that came out this year, there are so many victors in my eyes here. That's why it was really hard to make this list. As I stated before, it took a lot of rewrites, but Popeye's the victor. Just I don't know what does it more. The interchangeable hats, the pea coat, the spinach can. I keep Popeye like this, by the way, in my cabinet, doing that Popeye #1 with the spinach. These lists are hard. Well, that's my first ever top 10, and I'm thinking that's not a bad lineup. I'm pretty excited to see who's going to win 2019. I love being a toy collector. It's a great community that we're in. It's honestly one of the highlights of my life. You know, I love what I do on the side. I love everything about it. So it's like, you know, the fact that we have a company like Mezco who, sure, they have misses, but then they have a lot of hits. You know, it's nice that they have just such like a ginormous line of heroes that they want to make theirs. You know, everything from the list to previous action figures, you know. In my eyes, I never thought I'd see a cloth goods Popeye or a cloth goods Space Ghost. You know, just God, there's too many Mezcos to name. But yeah, it's interesting, you know. And I highly enjoyed making this top 10. Even though with all the rewrites, you know, trying to figure out who's going to be who and what number and whatnot. And it's just fun, you know. So, guys, thank you so much for being part of this world. You guys rock. We're here to do this for you guys, and we love it. I mean, everybody's top 10 is going to be different, you know, but this, in my opinion, was the Mezco top 10. Others are going to be different also because other people have more Mezcos than I do. I basically got what I could, or, you know, picked and choose which ones I wanted, etc., etc. But, yeah, this has been a great run. Like, 2018 had a really great number of classics, you know, and hits. And super excited about the next one. So, yeah, I may or may not do another top 10 because there's other things out there that, such as, you know, Rebel Tech and Figure Arts and Marvel Legends. I might do one more top 10 video coming up sometime in the month. I mean, it'll be better late than never, but hey, why not, right? I just figure Mezco was what I own the most of, and therefore I wanted to get that list out right away for you guys. Alright, well, that's pretty much it for me. Follow me on all my social media goodness. You can follow the channel, Toyz Plus, on Twitter. I'm sorry, on Instagram. You can follow me, Bry_2J, on Twitter. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And there's that little notification bell there at the bottom. Click that, and it'll tell you when my video is up for you guys to watch. And you could also find this video probably on InnerCityGeeks.com. I'll put it up there eventually. But go check them out anyway. They're good people. I'm also part of the podcast, which started up again. Well, I'm back on it now that the, you know, craziness of the holiday schedule is over. So, you know, you can listen to us on the website as well as Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So, I think I plugged enough stuff. I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to call it with videos for the day. So, yeah, check this thing out. Hopefully you liked it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.